And it's about that time again. Welcome, everyone, to the Vision Corsa IndyCar Racing Series for the Prodigy Racing Association. Thomas Cuthbert here, also known as Orion I, with you today as we get ready for another edition of the Vision Corsa IndyCar Series. As always, let's run through how this league is going to run. Dallara IR18 with a 50-50 split of road course and oval. 13 races total, including the All-Star race headed next week, funny enough, with a $375 prize pool. First, we'll get $130, second, $75, third, $40, fourth, $20, fifth, $10. Well, how do you figure out who gets what place? Score the most points, you get first. You just finish the races, whoever has the most points, there you go. That's all you need. Don't need to worry about that just yet. We'll get that one later. You get a $50 prize for the most points in oval races. We do have an oval standings, but not available at the moment. We'll get that at some point. Excuse me. My goodness. When we head into the second half of the season, our next oval race, we'll get that up and running. And a $50 prize for the Daytona race next week. Tuesday nights on realistic weather. This is on the Eastern time zone. Funny enough. 75% fuel capacity. All tires will be available. You'll have one faster pair. These oval races are going to have a green-white checkered with the lucky dog and wave around rules active. And with the start and restart, you're going on the iRacing green. For the points, the top five will qualify. The top five qualifiers will earn points 5 through 1. And you'll get a bonus for leading a lap, leading the most laps, and scoring the fastest lap. You'll also get a point for leading the halfway mark of oval races. For the points as well, in a standard race, you have 45 for first, 40 for second, and then you'll drop a point per position from there, with last place points active as a provisional setup. 4 events are going to feature double points, including 2, 6, 8, and 12. This is race 6, so we will have double points, but before we get to that, we need to talk about the caution rules, as severe caution violations can result in a driver getting hit with last place points. The iRacing caution system is used primarily on the ovals. There may be user discretion from the admins of the race session. If they if they believe that there should be a caution, they can throw one out if they want to. Road courses will use the PRA caution system, which usually means that a multi-car crash will result in a caution flag, and a single car spin or crash is not going to do so. Even if there are multiple that happen at the same time, no, you don't throw a caution for that. Failure to yield, the caution laps will count except for the All-Star race. The failure to yield under caution is going to bring out a black flag, and ending another's race under caution will get your car parked and get you hit with last place points. As mentioned prior, this is a double points race, so while the qualifying will stay 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the race points are doubled. You get 90 points for the win, 80 for second, and then drop 2 points per position from there. The oval bonuses are going to stay the same, 5 for leading after the halfway mark, and the rest are 1 point each. As far as the race schedule, today is the Indy Oval Day. Daytona is next week. Portland, Milwaukee, Watkins Glen, Iowa, Laguna Seca, Thanksgiving, and then Michigan will be how the season wraps up. And again, next week is the Daytona race. But before that, I think we need to look at how this track has been treated throughout the history of IndyCar because, fun fact, this track's pretty old. Let's get into it.
break the track. Now
Rosenquist and I want on the inside.
Tony Kanada's not going to let that happen. Kanada the high side on the dirty track.
That ought to be enough history, right?
Get off the stage.
I think so. Let's get rolling.
Green flag, green flag.
The rectangular oval is here, and it's finally time for the classic. If you're gonna have an IndyCar series, you gotta go to the Indianapolis Oval. Well, everyone, it's that time this time around. We finish up the first half of the season with a look at the Prodigy Racing Association's talent at the rectangular oval known as the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We've seen this track been around for 114 years, and Homestead, Miami initially started as the same rectangular oval, but then eventually swapped to the more standard oval configuration, allowing it to be used both in open wheel and in stock car racing. But of course, Indianapolis, with the history it has dating all the way back to World War I, has stayed the rectangular oval we know and love it to be. We're mainly going to focus on how the drivers are headed into this, but first we have a little bit of history. Did you know the Prodigy Racing Association has run a race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway every single season of this IndyCar series? Initially won by Hewling Kauser all the way back in October of 24, and then in May this year it was Kyle Deckard who would take the win this time around. The field back then was a 16-driver field. The signups for this series have more than doubled ever since that point. The only drivers who were part of the initial race were Roberts, Kubik, Morath, and LeBlanc. Morath still in it, as well as Roberts, Kuba, and LeBlanc taking more of an administrative role. And then over in Season 2, we saw Alex Jones, the winner of that season, have a bit of a struggle fest on that track. We had Zach Lesenby, who joined us for GT3, Richard Murray, Mark Hamini, Daniel Borgert-Pepping, Brad Morath, and of course, Kyle Deckard, the winner of that race, as well as a newer member of today, Roger Saucier, was part of that last season as well, and Richard Murray. But this time around, things are going to look a little different. Let's see how things roll for the season heading into today. George Griffiths once again remains at the top with 273 points. The last time we went to an oval, that gap was about 39. His performance over on the Indy road course has brought it right back to that point. 40 points now ahead of Marlo Duncan. She sits at 233. Aiden Hill at 219. Duncan's teammate Torrance at 218. They've brought in a new friend as well, and I do believe that it is someone we just saw hop in. Adam Miller drives the 25. He'll be rocking 216 points heading into today. Brad Morath with 201. Rodney Roberts 190. Brandon Farley 179. And Jacob Schneider absent from the road course down to 9th with 175. Nerton rounding out the top 10 for this set, for this part of the series. Polliard, Sala, Marcumini, Hang, Bailey, Blanco, Lacey, Perret, Fontaine, and Jones make up 11 through 20. 158 points for Polliard, 148 for Sala, Marcumini, Hang, and Bailey at 135 and 126. Let me look through the final set of drivers for this season so far. Parker Diamond, Matt Morgan tied for 21st with 37 points. Andrew Clark with 36 in 23rd. Javier Lopez has been a bit absent for this series, having picked up 34 so far. Guilherme, Dilts, Smith, Fazillo, and Hamilton round out the standings for this part in the season. It's race number 6. We've got the Indianapolis Oval here today, and I think it's about time we get to the rest of today's action. We got to head to the track. We've got drivers out on the track, so I think it's time we get on over. Right now we are in pit lane, so let's bring this on out to, we got to do a couple things first. This needs to go. Okay, there's a few things that need to go, so we got one more thing to do. Perfect. Okay, now let's get back over here and let's get a look at a driver on the track. That is not a driver on the track, or that one. Here we go, Brandon Farley, currently in 3rd at the moment for Indianapolis Oval times. Torrance has the lead in that regard, and we need to get a couple other things up and rolling. Let's get our racers, and let's get that squared oval. That logo is incorrect. We did get the new one, so let's save that. And let's hop it in. Do not worry, I see it. Indy Oval 125 thing. That the Bing, it is now called. It is also definitely going to be incorrectly sized. I'll worry about that later. It froze for a hot second. Ah, that's not bad. Better than I expected. Not gonna lie. Perfect. And with that, we are ready. So it's Farley in 3rd at the moment, having picked up a 39.611. as his best time. This one's got a bit of a funky pit exit as you go all the way down through turn 2 on the inside for your pit exit. And let's just say, especially given how the last oval race went, these admins are not exactly the kindest souls today. There was also a bit of controversy in regards to another series that took place over the past few days. It was the GT3 series that had some trouble. We do see Roger Saucier is in the lobby, which is good to see. Ooh, these guys are getting feisty down here on the backstretch. Careful, boys. Don't take yourself out over here. This is practice, but you also want to, practice driving well for when we get this race started. Race is set to be started in about 10 minutes' time. Did I see someone spear off? Oh, yeah. That is part of it. Oh, well done. And the slowdown at the line. But it's just going to take the top. Well done. That is hard to pull off, so credit where credit is due on that front. That is Min Hang, who was part of that. Rodney Roberts also in the pits. We've got 20 drivers or so. I think, is Kuba heading in here? I mean, Kuba is in the pit lane. We've got 21 other drivers who are in the session. Let's go look at Jacob. You're still in here, pit lane. Who's out there? All right, Adam Miller's heading onto the track. You're going to have to stay down here for a little while. That's the pit entry. Okay, never mind. How about Farley? You are out on the track. Let's get a look at another car up here. This is Guillermo Perez. Part of the action last week on the Indy road course. There weren't many drivers that time around, and with that, Perez was one of the beneficiaries of that occurrence, and I believe shot himself up to the top 20 with his performance he did. He's now at 18th position thanks to his performance on the Indy road course. Who's pinging me? How dare you? Okay. I believe Rodney Roberts has just indicated he will not be heading the track. Maybe he will be. You're getting the cat thumbs up. Hello, everyone. Welcome. All right, we got to get the peeps informed. The peeps must know. I can't type. Oh, he's hit the wall. That's unfortunate. Come on, come on. Do I also throw in my own stream? I guess I do. I can do that, I suppose. So there we go. Let's do copy text. Woo! Woo. We're a little bit dumb today. Don't worry about it. But let's hit a driver that's actually on the track. Dang it. There we go. Nick Polliard out there. Ali Chastain picks up the first lap time of the day for himself. The 007 out on the road. That is a gorgeous looking livery, but let me make sure that is actually their livery. Trading Paints has not been booted up. That's going to change now, and he vanished. Everyone vanished. Did my thing break? Did I just break everything by doing that? No. What? Session change? Wait, what's going on here? Qualifying's getting started a little early, it seems like. Okay. Well, this isn't quite as I expected. Well, I don't think a lot of these drivers were ready for the session change, and I don't blame them. I wasn't either. I was pulling something up, and I thought it broke everything. Bum, 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 da, ba, bum. So, what is going to be... we do have a couple drivers that are on their out lap, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we do. Aaron Fontaine is one of them. Let's go to him. Finishes up the out lap. We saw a 39.1 as the fastest time out there for some of these drivers during the practice. Bit of a shorter practice. Got condensed to about 20 or so minutes. 25 minutes more like. I don't think that's what any of these drivers were ready for. Come on in, everyone. Come on. So Fontaine around turn 4. Down the final stretch, looking to record the first time on the board. It's Adam Miller who beats him with a 39.7. Marlo Duncan at 39.6. Fontaine a 39.732. 2/1000th of a second behind Miller. And Duncan, is that? Okay, they're resetting. Let's go to Torrance. Now, we also double-check that everything got loaded properly, so the paints are going to go away for a little bit as Spencer Torrance picks up second place at the moment. And we'll reset. Duncan is back out there. And yeah, that livery is popping as it should. I believe we're going to see Chastain with the same one. Ooh, that's a little different. It's not quite what we expected. Let me just double-check that. That's not the button I wanted to press. That's the one. Come along. Reload that. Okay. Nice. Alex Jones back out there today, driving the 45. Has gotten pretty close on the lap time as well. 39.771 and comes to a halt. Now that they're on the camera. I guess I spooked them. Okay, so it was an accident that we're in qualifying, but we're in qualifying now. You do not need to be open at this time. Get out. Oh, good. That's what I need. The floodgates have opened. Perfect, perfect. It's getting hot in here, so let me get the fan rolling. Get this fan rolling early. We should be having some intense action today, and even if we have some drivers that don't make it for the qualifying session, we should still have plenty of exciting action. This is Nick Polliard, who has yet to register a time alongside Roger Saucier. The qualifying session is open for about 6 minutes. Where is Fontana? P9 right now. Right now it is, okay, we do have Griffiths on the board. He's heading right for pit lane. Get that slowed on down. Nice. Jacob Schneider still out there trying to etch out a few more points. Right now it is Polliard who sneaks into 4th place past Griffiths, with Brian Young stepping in as well.
Did we have Brian Young on the board? I don't think so. No, Brian Young is also a new driver. How did I miss that? 86. Yeah, he's not on my board. Okay. I'll get that sorted a little bit later. Alongside him, we also are gonna let me get him into this. Let me get him into this. I feel a little bad now. I am sorry, Brian. Let me give you your formal introduction. Welcome in Ali Chastain and Brian Young to the series as well, as the qualifying session's about halfway done. Oh my God, Aaron. Good Lord. These guys have also done something a little bit different. We're going 3 wide. They want 3 wide. They're going 3 wide. How 3 wide is going to work? I don't know. These trust them, not me. Pollard wrapping up his qualifying about now. Rodney Roberts is out there, picking up a 39.896 as his fastest. I think there's a couple other drivers still on the track. We are not going to see Kuba or LeBlanc hit the track. Kuba is in his backup for the administrative role. Mark Camini is hanging out in between the pit line and the race line. Just kind of in the middle there. There's Jimmy Sallow hanging out right now. P13. Goodbye. Hello. Just going through our list of drivers. We got a lot. I think there are going to be some drivers that don't quite make it in time. So right now, a look at qualifying. It's Torrance, Saucier, Schneider, Duncan, Pollard who have the points. Marlo Duncan very happy about that, of course, trying to catch up to George Griffiths. Again, 40 points ahead as we get a look at that real quick. Griffiths with 273, Duncan 233. That's why I didn't mention figure out Brian wrong. Young hadn't registered for a race yet. So we'll get to see him in the first bit of action for this season. 40-point gap between first and second. Duncan's going to try to slim that down just a little bit today, especially with the qualifying points on the table. Looking to be a pretty good time for her in that regard. At the moment, it would be 2 points. Was that a tie? Oh, my God, there's a tie. Oh, my goodness. Okay, we need to expand the board real quick. We have a tie. We're just going to make this really big. We have a tie. Torrance is given pole position. Roger Saucier has also recorded a 39.662. Incredible. Well done, everyone. They managed to duplicate their times. Schneider about 100th behind them. And Duncan 4,000ths behind Schneider. Impressive. Yeah, these guys want to go 3 wide. There's going to be a lot of black flags that are probably going to fly. Those are going to be cleared because the game's not ready for a 3 wide start. It's expecting 2 wide. What am I echoing? No, maybe.
Fine.
No, okay, it wasn't that. That's good. This should be working. Let me make sure that's on. Why is it going to ride? We had a few crashes that took place over the course of practice today, but hopefully that will not be an issue. That was not the button we wanted to press. There we go. Come on. Come on. Is this like broken? Hold on a minute. I don't think so. No, because it's interacting with it, so. This is not in order at all, and that's driving me insane. Driver is talking. Throw you over here. How's everyone in the chat doing? Pretty quiet today. That's fair enough. Don't have to be yelling all that much. We've got 17 people in here today, though, which is nice to see. Good to see you all. Also, a thank you to X-Raider64, Florinoda, and SilentCom20. That is Marlo Duncan with the follow for following the stream. And Sim Duncan 02. Wait, am I dumb? Did I get bamboozled? I might have gotten bamboozled. Anyway, Sim Duncan 02, thank you for the follow right at this minute. And a good luck drivers from Aaron in the chat. Hopefully we got ourselves a good race today. And hopefully this thing is going to work because it better. We are still in qualifying, though. Should be for about 10 seconds? Yeah, 10 seconds. 20 drivers on the grid. Not as big a grid as maybe some were hoping, but we still have plenty of people in here to make for some exciting Indy Oval action. So once the grid session starts, it should transition on over. Come on. Oh, isn't it not going to do it? It better do it. Oh, I think it broke on me. Yeah, it broke. Oh, my God. Why is it not showing it? Oh, the overlay definitely messed up. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, we do have our... We've got Torrance, Saucier, Schneider, Duncan, Pollard pick up the points for today. He's just refusing to embed. Okay. That is unfortunate. So this is going to go away. We don't need this anymore. Yeah, get this out. Get this out. It broke. It completely bricked itself. Which is unfortunate. We had like a little thing going. But it's Torrance who has the pole position. Roger Saucier picks up 4 points. Schneider, 3. Duncan, 2. Nick Pollard, 1. George Griffiths will be starting in 6th position. Misses out on the bonus points because of it. The plan is to go 3 wide. You can see Brian Young is prepping for that. He'll be on the inside of row 3 when we reach that point. And that really sucks. I really wanted to use that. Man. Oh, well. Not everything's going to work. Welcome in, everyone. P14 is my brother. Hello, Donku. P14, Ali Chastang. Chastang is it then, correct? That name is correct. Normal to have 4 quality laps be exact to 1,000th of a second. Not really, Xerxes. Not really. Hey, let's go, Chastang. Perfect. I don't think it's supposed to be making that noise. And there we go. The 3 wide is beginning to form. It's going to be a little bit funky. Obviously, you want the perfect stagger, so you want all 3 of the front drivers to be basically side by side. And then you get that second row started. These guys are a little bit out of sorts. Second place really needs to move up. Come on. Come on, Roger. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. The lights are off, so this pace car is dumping right into pit lane. So this could get really interesting, especially if Roger doesn't move up. There he goes. Now 5th needs to move up. 8th, 11th. Okay, Spence, get out of the pace car. I think it's actually causing, I don't know what's causing problems, but the 3 wide start doesn't look to be going too well. Let's get that chopper cam rolling. Let's get like a real good look. Okay, all right, no, they're getting it. There you go. All right, people. Hey, 12th, you can move up. Speaking of which, 8th and 9th, you need to get going. Come on, 12th, come on. Couple people are blinking. We're not going to worry about that. What we are going to worry about is the waiting for that flag. The red lights are on. We are green flag racing at the Indianapolis Oval. Teammates are back to back to back in 1st, 4th, and 7th, and off they go. Immediately splitting off into the 3 wide. Everything's holding up well so far, and it will stay with Torrance in the front. Duncan immediately shooting to the inside. Will take up 3rd position. Roger under pressure on the outside. Needs to stay out there for now. Has a little bit of a help from behind from Schneider. Needs to get a little bit more here from Griffiths if they want to make their way to the front of the pack. Through the middle is still Saucier. They are still 3 wide on the backstretch. A little bit further back, it's Adam Miller fighting with Fontaine on the outside of Fontaine. Trying to get that top 9 position, but we'll have to fall back. Maybe a little bit of wheel contact between Fontaine and Pollard. They get out of it just fine. Adam Miller needs to swing way, way wide in order to survive through it. I don't think we had any black flags. I think they actually worked out well. They may be cleared already. Duncan and Saucier are now fighting for the lead with Duncan on the inside, getting a big draft from behind. Schneider a little bit away from Saucier. We are already into our 2nd lap. We got 50 laps around this Indianapolis Motor Speedway Oval for the Indy 125. Duncan's got a bit of a gap on the inside. Now gets help from Torrance. Saucier getting close. Maybe trying to pull a side draft a little bit. Let's look a little bit further back. This is Griffiths on the inside of Aiden Hill. Doesn't really have the room to go for the move just yet. We'll stick behind Hill for now, as Hill will get in the line on the inside. They'll extend out. We go into lap 3. Everyone nice and bunched up. Maybe a little bit of a gap with Roberts and Farley. We got 21 drivers on the grid today. Nearly a little bit of contact. These drivers are getting up close and personal with each other, to say the least. Staying with Griffiths for now, with Hill in front. A little bit of a lift, trying not to slam into the back of Hill. Could also be the brake dragging as well. Drag the brakes while you're fully gassed. Hit those brakes a little bit. It will slow you down nicely. And then once you're off, you're right back to full throttle. And you'll see as well on the gearbox, constantly switching between 5th and 6th gear. Oh, he's got a big run. Needs to slow down big time, and he does. The worst spot to get that kind of run is when you're already pretty spread apart. You don't really have the room to go for the move. Looks to get it on Schneider, and I think does have a lane to go for it. We had one exit hits already. Brad Marath ended up in the ground. Griffiths now getting by Hill, now looking to get up to challenge these three. Saucier is back in the lead. Torrance, Duncan, second, third. Duncan to the inside. We'll get by Torrance for now. Wants to get some room on Saucier. And there's Griffiths close behind. Aiden Hill will block Griffiths for now and take that second spot on the line, on the inside line. So we'll have a quick look at what happened. Another incident has been registered with Marath. Marath on the outside wall, hits it hard. And the rest of the drivers spread out immediately to avoid the contact, and they do so well. Back to Duncan, who's been overtaken by Hill on the outside, but Duncan on that inside line can just hug it and take the spot right back. Oh, bumps into Hill and crashes him into the wall. Aiden Hill collected on a hip check as Marlo Duncan may have gotten a little bit loose and just whacked him out onto the wall.
The yellow flag is out.
And the yellow flag is coming out. The caution's out, as it may have been that Hill may have ended up collecting a couple others through no fault of his own. That car was toast. So let's have another look at it with the caution flag out here on lap 6 of the Indy 125 for the Prodigy Racing Association. As we go up high, let's also slow it on down. We have Duncan already on the inside of Hill, way below that apron. This isn't quite the spot. They spread out. Oh, and it ends up a netcode hit. Oh, no. Although, let's go back and have another look at it. Okay, this needs to be reset. They sort of are both going for each other's lines, to my eyes at least, and the netcode sends Hill into the wall. And thankfully, that is it, but with a stopped car on the track, it is reckless to keep that race going any further, especially with these guys going very wide through the turn. So unfortunately, had a driver unable to make it for today. Which one was that? That was Andrew Clark, who unfortunately missed the start time. We are under caution, single file. I was looking to hear if we could catch a glimpse of what may have happened. Unfortunately, that will not be the case. It will be Duncan Griffiths as the 1-2. Saucier, Young, Torrance, 3-4-5. Right now, Landon Lacey in the lobby. He started in P21, up to 12th. As several drivers are looking at pit lane, and that may have been a solid line cross. There were a couple solid line crosses. A lot of drivers are going to head to pit lane as they want to fuel up. Look at that. So many of them. Griffith is going to stay out there, looking to get those 5 points potentially for leading halfway through the race. Out they come out of pit lane. Griffiths, Miller, Fontaine, Pollard, Salo, your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Duncan, the first one out of the pits. She'll take the 6th place spot. Needs to stay inside through turn 2 and slow on down as you've got the traffic right there in front of you. And she does. 6th place, I believe that is a lapped car in front. I think that's Marath in front, and that it is. Luckily for drivers like Aiden Hill, the fast repair is available. Unfortunately, Hill had to burn it pretty early. Likely wanted to do nothing close to that, but that's the situation he finds himself in. And now it's going to be an uphill battle for Aiden Hill. The lights are still on, so we'll go around another lap. A lot of drivers hitting the pits as the marshal holds that yellow flag high, and the lights go out, so we'll go around one more time. And then get this race back underway. Single file down the backstretch. And they'll stay that way through the restart. Duncan holding on to 6th position for now. It's Griffiths in the lead. Adam Miller 2nd. Aaron Fontaine 3rd. Duncan seen as the oval queen as of this point in the season, having picked up a victory at Homestead, Miami, if I'm not mistaken. I can actually look at that. Wow, we have like results and things. Wow. Marlo Duncan, part of the Indy Oval race in Season 2, finished 10th out of 16 drivers in that event, finishing 2 laps down of the leader. Hoping to avoid a similar performance this time around. And we are about to go green flag racing.
Green, green, green.
As it was Marlo Duncan who got the win at Homestead, Miami. Looks to do the same today here at the Indy Oval. Past the start-finish line, they immediately spread under the 2 wide. Looking to make their way around. Marlo Duncan has a lot of speed on this outside lane with Roger Saucy on the inside as they cut back across. It'll stay with Griffiths in the lead. We've already got a big crash on the backstretch. A huge crash behind as Mark Humini got collected and sent into the wall. The flag is out again as Chastain part of that mix as well. And what happened here? Let's get a look with Brian Young off the restart. Maybe a little bit of feistiness from the 86. Collects into the back wheel of a driver in front. I think that was Mark Humini who got into the back. Let's get the roll bar view of Mark Humini. Slow it down, and it's a bit of a washout from the car in front. Mark Humini with nowhere to go ends up getting into the back of him. And that sends Mark Humini off the track. I think that's also a hit from behind. Schneider had to go into the grass to avoid the contact. Thankfully does. And a lot of fast repairs are about to get used up off of that hit. And Adam Miller actually ended up ahead of Griffiths. And will take the lead. A yellow out again. Alex Jones and Matthias Marcumini are going to be headed to pit lane for required repairs. We'll look to see if it's anyone else on the grid. Landon Lacey is already there and taking his repairs for the race. Didn't get to see how Landon Lacey got hit. But I imagine Adam's not exactly the happiest for today. And that would be a broken car of Marcumini. Coming down pit road. It'll be Griffiths again in the front. Fontaine will be in second, with Pollard in third, as some more drivers will go for the early pit stop option. The wave around has been given out. I believe it is going to Brad Morath. That is the case. Morath was the first driver a lap down and will get to take that lap back, head on to the lead lap, and go to 17th. Both Griffiths and Duncan picking up a point. I can imagine Chastain would be livid after something like that. But again, we can look at it again. We'll do it one more time. We'll go from the roll bar of Marcumini. I believe this is Chastain on the inside. That is Brian Young on the inside. So Chastain may have gotten collected here. It was Brian Young who washed out, ended up choking out Marcumini, who just didn't have the room or the time to react. This is Min Hang, who got sent off. Landon Lacey getting involved in the accident as well. Just a mess, as it looks like Nerton. Oh, hello! Who's that in the air? That is Chastain. I now see why Chastain is upset. Welcome to the wall. Hope you like it there. Yeah, very fair. My, oh my. Yellow lights go off on the pace car. We'll go around one last time. Just grabbing some quick words with Rodney Roberts. We've seen already a couple cautions come out as we got to see on our side of the replay. It looked like Marcumini got choked out. How often is something like that going to happen where drivers sort of squeeze another like pretty up close to the wall?
Right now, if they were using their heads a little bit better, it probably shouldn't happen. We're still early in this race, long way to go. So, yeah, they probably need to be a little more patient. There's plenty of time. Pit stops to come and everything. There's going to be plenty of time to make up positions.
Fair enough. We've already seen pretty much all of the field except for our current top four have gone for pits. Is the idea that the pit stop at about lap 7 or so should give the fuel enough to make it all the way to the end of 50?
No. A lot of people, I think what they're doing, I know me, I am just trying to have as much fuel in as possible for the last stop to be as short time on pit road as possible.
And it especially helps when you have something like a caution or two that comes out. It gives you a little bit more breathing room to do that instead of having it be other drivers at full speed while you're heading into pit lane.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I will let you get back to the race. Good luck out there alongside Aaron. I see you two in the chat. You two have a good time. I'll let you get over there. Good luck.
All right, take care.
That was Rodney Roberts, an administrator for the Prodigy Racing Association, running the IndyCar Racing Series. That is now back to green flag racing as we're about a quarter of the way through the Indianapolis Oval. It's Griffiths in the lead with Fontaine behind in second place. Pollard in third, Salo in fourth at the moment, with Saucier in fifth. Already splitting too wide, and Duncan looking to make a move on the outside. Duncan's going to be one of our main focuses. Currently fighting for that championship spot and gets by for fifth place. A little bit further back, let's have a look at Schneider. watching a bit of chaos unfold in front as one driver had to go way wide and into the wall. Needs to be careful on the way back. It looks like that has occurred. That was Spencer Torrance who hit the wall. Maybe a little bit of damage on that right side, and there may even be front wing damage. We'll have to wait and see. There is front wing damage. The left side of it is gone, and one of the drivers isn't ready for it. Didn't expect Torrance to be so slow. But Torrance does not have a half of a front wing to work with, and now it's getting pretty tight up here at the front. Dunk into the outside. Everyone's getting squeezed pretty hard, but they make it out A-OK. Dunk into the outside of Griffiths. Has the overspeed, now looks to hold on to it. They are tight heading into this turn. Duncan in the lead for now. Saucier in second. Fontaine in third. Careful on the way around, and Fontaine cuts back to the inside quickly, giving Saucier the room. It looks like Roger had backed off, as it's now Duncan in first. Griffiths down, now back up to third. Has the overspeed on Fontaine and looks to get by the Dr. Pepper livery. The beauty that it is. A little bit of contact with the wall as well, as these drivers are hammering it on the throttle. Min Hang at the moment in sixth position, and then the yellow flag has come out again, and it looks like this time it's Chastain who had the trouble, and he is spun around, and that car is looking pretty sad, so we'll look to see what happened here with Ali Chastain. Heading into turn one, a little contact from behind is the case, and Chastain nowhere to go, ends up collecting another. I think collided with Farley, if I'm not mistaken. Let's get another look at that. I believe that was Farley. That it was. Yeah, Farley gets hit, may be damaged as well, and Chastain spun around. And with the fast repair already gone, that is likely going to be the end of Chastain's race, as he'll limp the car to pit lane. And we are in our third caution of the day. Farley as well will be headed to pit road for repairs, as Chastain is given a black flag, and I believe that has to do with pit entry, if I had to guess. But I don't think Chastain's too worried about a black flag at this current moment. So it's back to Duncan in the lead. Griffith second, Fontaine in third. We got to hear a little bit of the pit strategy. Some of these drivers are going to take a two-stop approach with their fuel, but it's the advantage of it is starting to dwindle a little bit, given that a lot of these drivers have had to be out there for a long time with these cautions coming out. So it burns the fuel off. I imagine Chastain is livid at the moment, and very validly so. We're a third of the way through the Prodigy Racing Association's third time around the Indy Oval, and it's going to be another pit stop. Nope, it's a bait, and Fontaine is staying in pit lane. Maybe looking to bait Griffiths in, but Griffiths a little too slick with it. We will stay under caution for another lap. Excuse me. Woo. And we are going to be going for a little while. I think there is a driver getting a wave around right now. There he goes. Aiden Hill gets it this time around. Driver to keep an eye on, Joe Nerton, having picked up 8 spots after qualifying, up from 17th to 9th. And hopefully going to hold on to that spot. A top 10 finish would be big in the points race as we go to our standings once again. A quick look. Joe Nerton right now in P10 with 159, looking to chase down Jacob Schneider, who's been absent for a race or two, and it has cost him quite a bit. Farley in 8th is likely not, well, might have some trouble with that. Yeah, very, very mad for Chastain. Yeah, very valid. Why'd you sell it like Ross Chastain? What'd you do? What'd you do that to him for? Yeah, Griffiths right now with 40 points on Duncan. Wants to keep that gap as small as possible on these oval races, especially with the double points, so that Griffiths can catch her with the road course results. The lights are likely to go out after this run. Whoops. Hey, what's up, Jesus Patton? Good to see you again. Hey, Disturbed, how you doing? Sorry, fish doesn't work around here. My apologies. I can't set the fish up. It's gonna break. That's a mini game on one of my own streams. Sorry, Disturbed. Good to see you again. Let me direct you to the chat you should be going to. For those of you on my personal stream, head on over to the Prodigy Racing Association's Twitch stream. Give them a thank you for letting me do this kind of thing. This is fun. There's a lot of fun to do. Even when these drivers get under caution for like 14 times in a single race, it's ridiculous. We're at lap 20 and we've had 3 cautions. Guys, come on, figure it out. Come on, come on. This ain't that hard. Now bobbing and weaving in the back. Watch it. Is that Perret? Got it. Adam Miller behind him in 8th position right now. Duncan in the lead. Griffith second. As Fontaine, after that pit stop, ends up in 13th. Spencer Tarrant starting in pole position, now down to 16th. I can only use my points for highlights, so here we go. Let's go, Aiden. Aiden Hill getting a bit of a shout out. Hey, Rat! What's up, Rat? There goes the pit car. Oh, he's drifting it. Yo, he's drifting.
Green, green, green.
And we're green flag racing yet again. Marlo Duncan has the lead and is immediately diving to the inside. Griffiths wants that outside lane, but isn't going to have much help until now as Saucier was looking that way, and Griffiths tucked into the line behind Duncan. Watch the squeeze. They watch it, and they get by okay. Now down the backstretch, they're looking to go 3 wide with Roger Saucier wanting to squeeze them out and give them as little room as possible through the lines. Got to be careful, though. This is getting a little bit messy. A couple drivers may have clipped the grass, but they're hanging on for now. Don't you just love the sound of it? Oh, let's roar. Griffiths in the lead. And Duncan gets it back. They are 3 wide, and they're holding 3 wide. Holy cow, this battle for the lead is wild. They've got a 4th in the mix as well. That's Min Hang who's hopping in. They'll go 2 by 2 now. Duncan on the inside line, joined by Hang. Saucier's going to get squeezed a little bit on the outside by Griffiths. Back to 3 wide we go through the turn. Griffiths has the overspeed. Duncan holds on to the spot. And Saucier's stuck in the middle. Let's head back a little bit. Here's Guillermo Perret on the inside at the moment, watching the battle unfold, and now it's Griffiths again to the outside. Schneider getting up close to Hang as the pack is tightening even further. We may see this go 20 cars all the way through. This is the kind of racing we wanted to see today. This is so close. Watching, I appreciate that. I think someone just got speared off. I think it was Marathan Hill, and the yellow flag comes out again. Marathan, Aiden Hill end up in a collision. And that car is toast, and I don't imagine either driver is going to be sticking around for too long. Let's have a look. This is Marath right now on the inside of Hill. Unsure exactly what happened there. Let's get a roll bar look. Well, same thing. Let's have another look. You see, it'll be Aiden Hill will be on your right. I don't know. Let's get a right front suspension look. One more time. This should give us our best view. There's like maybe a little bit of contact, and Hill gets loose and bam, into the right front of Marath. Ouchies is a good way to put it. Understeer is the answer. And just sadness across the board for Aiden Hill, who was really in that fight. So Griffith's in the lead now with Saucier and Duncan into 2-3. Pollard in 6th behind Schneider, who's behind Hang. They bonked each other. Yeah, they bonked each other pretty good. It was a pretty good one.
Couple drivers are going to head to pit lane. Duncan is one of them.
Oh, whoa, the crossover. Got to be careful. Schneider wants to stay out there, but unfortunately Griffiths has taken that point. So, Schneider, unless you can really fight him for that position, not sure it's going to do you any favors. It could. Never know. A lot of drivers going into pit lane again, as that is a wave around. Is that Torrance? It's not Torrance. Who is that? That's Brian Young, the 3rd teammate. Yeah, that was pretty scary. Yeah, that crossover, I did not like the look of that. Oh, did I miss it? I think I missed it. Yeah, I missed it. Okay, yeah, it's on. All right. Whoops. There's a sneeze in the house. Taking a quick break. We'll be back. I've got a few people in here, though. Donko890 and Sirar Bear. Thank you very much for the follows. Is that even going to work? It is going to work. That disables pre-rolls for about 25 minutes. Perfect. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I did not ask for that. Okay, well, that's not quite what you're looking for. Oh, thank you for the bits, Rat. Oh, you didn't need to do that. Minute 30. There's better end in time. I should probably do... Actually, I should do that earlier. I wanted to... I appreciate it, Rat. Okay, so unfortunately, we messed that up a little bit. We're going to have... Are we on the backstretch? Oh, we might make it in time. No, I don't think so. They'd have to go another minute. I messed that up. I bring a vibe. The Pontiac vibe. Oh my God. It's a Pontiac vibe. Unfortunately, I think some people are going to miss this. Apologies for that one. Base car's going off. Let's get back underway. Griffiths, Schneider, Miller, Perez, Salo will be your top 5 as we go back to green flag racing. We've had a lot of cautions today. Let's see if we can keep this to a minimum. Drivers already weaving in and out, trying to get their way around. It'll be Griffiths and Schneider battling for the lead. Schneider will stay to the outside for now. Let's get up close and personal here. Let's go to Salo. Welcome back, everyone. We're back under green flag racing. It's lap. Are we halfway? We're halfway through the race. We've had 4 cautions. Let's try to keep the cautions down, boys. A little bit of a washout there from Sallow, holding on to 5th place. Up in front of us, Adam Miller getting by Perea. Schneider and Griffiths go back and forth. That's a big run by Miller, but he slows down enough heading into the turn. What? Miller vanished, coming back. Spencer Torrance here in 9th position at the moment. We were hearing a lot about Duncan's team heading into today. They brought in their 3rd driver for this race. Unfortunately, one of those drivers ended up in a collision and brought out a caution flag. But hopefully that comes to a minimum. Duncan under pressure from behind by Saucier. Wants to make a move, doesn't really have the room to. Is going to stay behind here. As Griffiths and Schneider continue to battle for the lead. Sallow now up to 4th position. Much appreciated, Rat. Brandon Farley, actually, want to point this out. Brandon Farley's had a bit of a rough race. Has been making up ground quite a bit, but he's in the wall right now. Needs to be careful on the way back and does eventually come back. Up at about 4 positions. The main story is Sallow up 9 from the start. Started in 13th position, now up to 4th. Looking to keep on grinding. Wants to get that 3rd spot from Adam Miller. Doesn't really have the speed. And we'll stay in 4th for now. It stays with Griffiths, then Schneider, then Adam Miller. As these guys are going too wide. Duncan trying to make her way up the field, but just doesn't have the room to get past Guillermo. Watch it. They do, in fact, keep themselves nice and stable. We've got just some nice oval racing going on. Let's go a little further back. Here's Joe Nerton as our focus car in the number 10 car. Right now holding on to P12 with Aaron Fontaine on the inside. Whoop, Fontaine may have washed out a little bit after hitting the curb. They do watch it. Good job, gentlemen. Well done. Well done avoiding a crash. Brian Young on the inside here. Looking to get by Nern and has the position. A little bit further back, here's Rodney Roberts at the moment with the Vision Corsa livery as always. We've been loving seeing that all over the track every time we go for a race in this IndyCar series. We've been loving the look of that. Right now, Min Hang trying to shot through this field and make his way up the board. Spencer Torrance on the outside. Hang holding on to 8th position for now. We're a team. Yes, right, they are a team. Hang losing a little bit of speed. Pollard on the outside now. Gets by for 9th. There he is. Welcome and goodbye. Sallow moving up to 5th, and one car is going into pit lane. That is George Griffiths into the pits. Thankfully doesn't collect anyone on the way in. Adam Miller will jump up to the lead as Griffiths want to take that last pit stop now and is hoping for no more caution flags. Well, the rest of the drivers are likely going to have to pit at some point, and they want to get that fuel as low as possible. They don't want to have to fill up too much. Guillermo Perez with Schneider and Miller hold up the 1, 2, 3. Perez a little bit further back, though. I think the driver in front is a lapped car, and that is Landon Lacey. We haven't gotten to see much from him, and the reason for that is, well, he got crashed out earlier in the race. We saw him in the incident with Marcomini and Young. Milo Duncan battling with Saucier right now for 6th. As they come close together, and they're starting to lose the draft a little bit. Saucier about over half a second behind Torrance. Pollard and Duncan getting a little close together, but they do avoid the contact for now. Lap 33 now into this race. doing well at this point in the race to avoid any shenanigans. We want to avoid the shenanigans as much as we can. We've had enough. There's been too many. And right now, I think Duncan is maybe looking for another. Oh, Torrance wants to go for a move on the inside. Is it there? It, I think, has gotten alongside Salo. Has, and is by. A little bit of contact with the wall. That may have been Duncan getting into the wall. That could slow her down a little bit. Miller and Schneider still back and forth. It stays with Schneider now on the outside, but Miller's got the overspeed and takes the spot right back. These two neck and neck right now here at the front of the pack. Schneider looking again, just trying to sneak by. They're both looking for that position. They're trying to get the bonus point on the board. And these points are going to matter a ton. These drivers, if they finish exactly where they stand now, it is a 10-point difference between first and second. And you want to get every single point you can get in these races. Right now it's Miller. Schneider goes for the move on the outside. It's not quite there just yet. Hasn't gotten alongside though. But I think Miller got the spot for the lap. They are getting vicious. These Indy cars go hard, to say the least. There's Polliard battling with Jones right now a little bit further back of the field. Jones on the inside looking for that P10 spot. They nearly come together. The 45 of Jones looks to get by and does for now. Behind them is Nerton. Is that the target livery? That's the target livery. Love that. The pack has started to close in a little bit. Schneider headed to the pits now. So it's Miller in the front. It's now Torrance who's in second. Perret third. Hang fourth. And everyone's going split. We could be looking at another 3 wide here with Duncan trying to sneak her way up the field. Ooh, a little bit of contact. And it's into the back of Duncan. And 3 cars are going into the barrier. Salo, Duncan, and Hang come together, and they end up in the wall. And the points race has just been thrown into complete disarray. Let's get a chopper look at that one. This will start with Hang. Hang on the inside here. And the two of them coming together looking to take the same line. And then unfortunately, Salo caught in the crossfire. Let's get another look at that. Let's look at this from Salo's point of view. Watch the two drivers ahead of the car in front of us. You have Hang on the inside and Duncan on the outside. Those two are starting to converge on each other. They both wash out towards the middle of the track, and it looks like there might be neck code involved in that. We'll look at it from the right from suspension of Hang. So let's get that look now. Let's load that up. Duncan will be on your outside. That's hard to say. This will maybe give us a good view. Yeah, this should give us a good one. We're in the perfect spot for this. So you're watching as Duncan is towards the middle of the road, is still crashing in a little bit. Hang's starting to wash out to hit that outside wall, which is the optimal spot. Maybe a little bit of understeer from Hang as well with the dirty air in front. And it looks like a little bit of neck code if you watch the way the rear wheels kind of collided with each other. Again, one more look. We're going to slow this down as much as we can. You can see Hang washing out just a little bit. And it doesn't look like those wheels touch, but maybe that front right is getting into the body of Duncan. And at that point, it's over. And Salo ends up coming with him. And this race just got thrown into complete disarray. Oh boy, I think things got heated in one of the chats. I would not be surprised Let's just say this much. The messages got deleted. I don't know what it was. But yeah, these drivers are heated. Oh, boy. We're sitting at lap 39. Hang is in the pits for repairs. Had to take the tow. As Duncan now 2 laps down, I think also had to take the tow. And the points race has just been completely thrown out the window, almost. Duncan's going to need some luck. Actually, she needs another caution. Again, if we have a look at the points one more time, let me make sure we have room to do so. Let's look at Torrance. Those lights are still on. Again, Duncan, 40 points behind Griffiths for P2, is in P2 at the moment. She's got a long way to go if she wants to win this season. The 0.25 of Griffiths ahead by 40. Griffiths right now sitting in 5th position. Her teammate Torrance in the front of the pack. And Roberts is having a word with the drivers. I cannot imagine that word is very friendly, given what we have seen. Is Roberts out there? Yeah, Roberts is running as well. Currently in 14th place. Alex Jones has become a surprise story. After a great performance in Season 2, has struggled mightily throughout Season 3. Now up to 2nd place, 13 spots up from his qualifying spot. And Mark Kumini, who ended up in one of the incidents, has gone up 12. I don't remember if we got an incident report from the last race. We might have. And if we did, I missed it. There's a couple pieces we'll need to grab later on. The lights are off, so we are going to head back to green flag racing in a moment. Off goes the pace car. Welcome back, Chastain. Sorry to see your race got ended early. I'm glad you had fun, though, and we will be glad to bring you back for another run. We're going back to green flag racing here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. On the inside is Schneider, looking to make a move. That looks to be Pollard on the outside. Hard to tell. It's Mark Kumini way on the outside now. Oh, there's a move on the inside, as that's George Griffiths looking to shoot his way up the field. Pressure from behind, that's Brian Young. A lot of ducking and moving, everyone trying to find their lane and want to find a spot they can get comfortable in. It's going to get feisty up here. Schneider on the outside, that's Pollard actually. Schneider is on that outside line though. Who is that up the field? That is Torrance. Weaving in and out of the lane. So Young falling back to 7th at the moment. Was running in the top half until you were airborne. We got to see you airborne. I can't imagine that was exactly the most fun part of the race, but I'm glad you still enjoyed it. It's Griffiths in the lead now, as Torrance has fallen back a little bit on this inside line. Maybe looking to fight back for it, though. Torrance has it back, trying to get that bonus point on the board. Griffiths back in front. Alex Jones on the outside has the lead, and I think got it for the lap. They are 4 wide heading into turn 1. And they make it stick as Schneider closes in on that inside, now swings back out. Jones stays inside. Yay, drivers! We are sitting at lap 43 right now. Alex Jones in the front. Maybe a return to old form. Min Hang battling with Duncan right now in the back. And this battle could be for a wave around to get on the lead lap, but then you have an uphill battle, and you don't have a lot of time to do anything with it. It stays with Jones for now. Griffiths and Torrance doing battle. I think Torrance may have snuck in for the lap point. We'll have to wait and see on that one later. For now, though, these drivers are having an amazing battle for now. I can't respond to that right now. I'll get to you in a minute. We got a big race going on. We got Torrance up on the inside for the lead. Brian Young nearly getting into the side of Schneider and may have slowed down this inside line. And one's in the wall. And I think just hip checked a man. But they seem to have gotten out of it okay. No yellow flag is out. We keep on racing. They're going to be ducking and weaving a whole lot. And there was contact that time. It looked like Schneider ended up getting into the side of, that was Jones. And Jones slowing down on the outside. May have knocked out Jones's momentum. And that oh my goodness! What in the world happened? Mark Humini is flipping through the air. What happened? Oh my goodness! What happened here? Let's look on with Lacey. Ends up getting into the side of Pollard, gets out of it okay. Mark Humini doesn't have much room. They end up okay. Oh, Pollard ends up getting, oh my goodness. Holy, all right, let's slow this down from Pollard's point of view. What in the world? So we know there was a bit of an incident that happened earlier. Like, these two drivers come together, but they got out of it okay. Lacey and Pollard, they got out of it just fine. Oh, that would explain it. Pollard taking too much of the inside, spins out, collects Lacey, and Mark Humini ends up in the worst of it. And, yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. I apologize if this gets you dizzy. Oh, my goodness. I think ouchies is an understatement. Ate too much grass. That is genuinely true. Although it's too much of the apron from Pollard. It just wipes out two of them, and Mark Humini goes for a tailspin. And lands on the wheels! I don't think he cares about that, because that car is destroyed. That's another caution out, though. And Milo Duncan had the position, and I think is going to get the wave around, but that only puts her at 14th on the lead lap, if that even is the case. As Griffiths is veering towards pit lane. Torrance is looking at pit lane. Torrance is not going to stay. Baited. Yeah, that was kind of a GTA moment, but iRacing flips are much more violent than GTA flips. We'll say that much. Oh, my God. I'm just going to, hold on. I think that's a good way to put it. I'll give credit where credit is due. They did really well to morning traffic. Oh, cow, this has been an event. The lights are going to be on for a little bit. I got nothing for you. I got nothing. This field is 21 wide. Chastain is going to take the 21st spot, I think. Yeah, there's a few DNFs. Lacey and Pollard, I can't imagine they're going to be sticking around for too long. And I think Mark Humini is out. And this is Duncan getting the wave around. We'll be on the lead lap now. This has been very brutal, very violent, very Indy. Oh, my God. She's slowing on down, getting to the back. She got this, queen. She's got a long way to go. And I think we're going to have a green-white. We might. Oh my God. Roberts is up to 11. That's kind of funny, actually. It's Griffiths in the lead, Torrance in second, Schneider in third, Adam Miller in fourth, Brian Young fifth, Saucier, Jones, Fontaine, Nerton, Perret, your top 10. Holy cow. Hydrate, will do. Ugh, God. Guys, you can get a little closer. You can get a little closer. Nerd, come on, nerd, come on, move up! There you go. Trying to have a little bit of fun during all this. This has been a mess. It's been a bunch of chaotic fun, though. I'll say that much. Let's get that flag in the air. Green flag racing one more time. 3 laps to go. Oh, we've had a blink. Miller comes back to the alive realm. Oh, and a little bit of contact with Torrance and Griffiths. They bump into Schneider as well, but they get out of it okay. Possibly a little bit behind. Oh, it's getting tight back there. They all got to be careful. It ends up with Torrance in the front, Griffiths in second. Miller will move up to the third spot, Saucier in fourth, and they get out of it A-okay. Now looking for the overspeed is Griffiths on the outside. Griffiths has the spot for now. Looking to hold on to it. Torrance will be on his inside. It is so close, and Torrance gets by for now. Adam Miller a little bit behind, a little bit of a squeeze. They're 3 wide heading around the turn into the backstretch. And I think we got 1 more lap to go. Where's that white flag? White flag racing at the Indy Oval. Griffiths on the outside. It'll go into Torrance. Torrance in the lead for now. Wants to hold on to it. This is our final lap of racing. This one's over after this is complete. Torrance stays on that inside. Griffiths looking for the move. Wants to get on that outside. Has to deal with one on the further out in Miller. It's a close one for now. Still with Torrance, Schneider, and Griffiths almost collide. They get out of it okay. Torrance trying to choke out Griffiths on that outside around turn 4. 1 more turn to go. Griffiths on the tail end of Torrance. Swings out to the outside looking for the draft. A big collision behind. And everyone's getting collected to the line. Saucier steals the win. And everyone's going down. Sallow's been thrown over the pit wall. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize this was Talladega. Roger Saucier steals the win on the inside after a whole load of contact over at the finish. What happened? Let's get a look. Oh my God, I needed time to breathe. So Griffiths ended up in third, Torrance second, Saucier first. No, not that. That's the start. Let's look at Jimmy Sala. After the spin in front, again just gets caught in the wreckage and gets tumbled out of the building. Let's go further up here. A little bit of a washout there from Roberts. And then just everyone ends up in a spin. I think that was Duncan who got caught in a wheelie, holds onto it, and she ends up taking 9th. So Marlo Duncan gets at least a better finish than expected. Saucier will do the donuts around the Indy Oval. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hello, Absolute Joe. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Chastain, thank you for the follow. Ah! That was a mess. Let's bring some people in. We're going to start with Griffiths. Oh, my God. What in the world was that? That's Spencer Torrance joining in as well. Let's get him in. Vin Hang? What are you doing in there? I guess he's just saying hi. Here with George Griffiths, our third place driver. It was a fun battle towards the end. What happened, though? It seemed like you might have lost a little bit of speed on that final stretch.
Yeah, I exited turn 4 and Spencer, I mean, to me, it kind of looked like he shot up high a bit. I don't think it was on purpose to like block me or whatever, but I had to lift off and brake a little just to avoid wrecking with him.
Well, it's a very good thing that you did avoid the wreck because there was basically a tire fire going on behind you guys. About 6 cars got thrown up in a big collision behind you, but thankfully you're able to at least make it through. Had a lot of cautions today. What was the main strategy to just stay out of the wreckage and fight on to the end?
I don't really know, to be honest. I was just trying to stay out throughout all the cautions just to try and make it a one-stop for me. I knew in between each caution we didn't have a lot of racing, so I hadn't worn my tires a ton. And when I saw everyone else pitting, I was kind of surprised because the first caution we only had like 6 laps of racing. I was like, I didn't need fresh tires, so I kind of just stayed out and went to the highest engine map to try and save as much fuel as possible and made it a one-stop for me.
And at the very least get you a 3rd place finish. The points race especially ends up in your favor as Duncan got involved in a brutal collision earlier. Maybe not the way you wanted to stay in the points race, but are you at least happy that that lead has extended after today?
For sure, yeah. It's another podium, so can't be mad about that. It would have been nice to win, but it was great racing out there today.
Well, glad to see you enjoyed it. We'll get our 2nd place driver in here. Spencer Torrance got the 2nd place spot. Welcome in, Spencer. Thank you for joining us, and a big congratulations to you on the 2nd place finish. Maybe not the way the team was looking at the race, but you end up in the survival spot. So what happened out there towards the end?
You know the meme where it says, "I am not lifting until I see God of the checkered flag." I got on the restart. You know, I went. I said, the bottom here is very strong. So I stayed on the bottom. Every time we got to the corner, I just downshifted to 5th and drove it. Thanks to the team, my premier racing setups mobile was absolute fire. Wish I could have had it, but Roger stole it at the end. I had the chance to throw the block. If I threw the block, I destroyed the field. So I decided to live another day.
So, like, was the idea to get that block pass in to try and at least hold off George, and ended up with Roger sneaking in to finish the job?
I went up to just sit in the middle. That was kind of the goal, was sit in the middle and make them go around me.
Okay.
But when I guess I sat in the middle in front of George and he had no time to react, so I guess that is my question mark. George, do you have anything to say on that?
You're welcome to comment on it. You're welcome. You guys can stay civil.
You cut out there. What was that?
It was just like his opinion of it was he just wanted to stay in the middle, and it inadvertently blocked you. If you had like a different opinion of what you saw on the track, you can go ahead.
No, I just think it's come to the checkered flag at Indianapolis, and you're in the lead, and you kind of want to do whatever you can to keep that lead. So I was sitting right behind you and didn't have too much time to react. I probably could have chose a different line as well. I could have gone a bit higher and wouldn't have had to lift. So it was a close finish at Indianapolis. So it's kind of expected.
Fair enough, and good to see you gentlemen very civil about it. That's what we like to see. I can't imagine the rest of the field was so. We'll get to that another day. I don't want to know what was going on in there. I just know it was bad. We're bringing our winner.
It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
But it was definitely kind of a, hey, we're going through this with a butter knife instead of a scalpel.
Right.
Was the kind of.
It's a little loosey-goosey. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's bring in our winner for today. Roger Saucier with us now, the winner of today's race, a newer member of the Prodigy Racing Association's IndyCar Series. Welcome and congratulations on the win. How happy are you for the end of today?
Muted.
Very, yeah, that's my fault there, but very, very happy about that. Didn't really think it was going to happen when we restarted with 10 to go when I was in 12th, but Made all the right moves I needed to.
Yeah, fair enough. You just don't kind of expect these things to happen. But I don't think anybody was expecting Duncan to get taken out on a big collision over towards like lap 49 or whatever. So, Indianapolis, man, anything can happen, and you end up with the steal. What did you see out there on that final stretch that made you think, I can gun for this win, maybe?
Honestly, I didn't think I was going to actually make the pass. I thought I was going to run out of straightaway before I got there. But I saw a gap and figured, I mean, I might be able to be close. Might pull it off, and ended up doing it just barely.
Just barely is the best way to put it. Not even a full bumper ahead of Torrance, but 7 thousandths of a second is all you needed for the win. And now you end up in the points race. So are you looking forward to how you end up in the points for the rest of the season? Or are you just happy to be here and racing with some of these guys?
This is my first start this year, so I'm just happy to be here, I guess. But
fair enough. And now, the next question. I want to see how you feel about the rest of these guys. What's your opinion on the rest of the field? What are you thinking of them?
There's good skill there. I was talking to one of the admins there. He was saying they got more on road courses than ovals, but even still, the ovals weren't too bad. There was fairly Indy with the iRacing setup tends to kind of pack up. It shouldn't, but it does, which I think where a lot of the issues came from. But what I could see, everybody was holding the 3x3 at the end. We held it for a while without having many issues. So there's definitely a good amount of skill to be able to do that.
Yeah, props to y'all for being able to go 3 wide through most of those turns. God, y'all were scaring me. Y'all were scaring me and some of my audience members, I'm not going to lie. But you did it, so congratulations to all of you for an exciting finish at the end of Indianapolis. Congrats, Roger, for your victory. And we're going to give a congrats to George as you've extended your point lead even further than you already had it. Now likely going above 50. So good luck to you guys for the rest of the season. I'll let you get out of here and enjoy the rest of your night. You can go hang out with the other 4 that are chatting it up or whatever.
They're going over an admin issue, so I'll go to the other ones until they're done.
Okay, sounds good. Well, you guys head on out. If you guys want to disconnect, you can join Spencer wherever he's off to. I'll let you guys get on your way.
Have a good one.
Guys, for the broadcast.
But
Appreciate that.
Get you out of here. There we go. That is all for that one. Roger Saucier, your winner for Indianapolis. We'll watch the donuts one more time. We cut it kind of off a little bit. Come on, get the drift rolling. Oh, did he jam it? Come on. Come on. Come on, buddy. We missed this. Yeah, he's having trouble with it. Ah, well. But either way, a big congratulations to Roger Saucier. Picks up the win today, his first start in this IndyCar series. There's the donut. That's what we're looking for. We head to our next race, will be the All-Star race next week. We go to Daytona for 50 laps. Caution laps are not going to count on the board. You're running the whole 50 all race laps. What a finish indeed. 7 thousandths of a second separates Saucier from the win. And that brings us to an end. Your next race for the season is going to be over in Portland. And when we get to Milwaukee's Oval, we'll get the Oval standings ready for you so we can see who's in the running for that $50 bonus. Thank you all very much for joining us. This has been Thomas Cuthbert, also known as Orion I, with you today. Next week, it's Daytona, baby. Let's go.